Chris, thanks so much. We'll see you back in a couple of minutes. You may soon see this van driving around your neighborhood. Administrators say don't be alarmed, though. The driver and the van are collecting data about Greenville County roads. The information is then given to county engineers to try and make our roads safer.
Fox Carolina's Jennifer Phillips joins us live in Greenville County with a look at how all of this will work.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. The crew with this data collection company, they started gathering road information about 4 days ago here in Greenville County, and they're doing it with the help of a high-tech van equipped with 30,000 lasers. We roll, hit, and drive on them every day, but probably not as much as this guy.
We're going to drive every road in this county.
Matt Holmes is a senior field technician with IMS, Infrastructure Management Services. And you may soon see him, his team, and this white van driving through your neighborhood.
It's awesome.
He and his van collect data regarding road conditions throughout the country, and now here on roads maintained by Greenville County.
It does it in detail by painting a picture with the lasers.
The van is also equipped with a GPS and cameras, and those lasers span 12 feet.
You can see every crack in the road, even ones that we can't see with the human eye.
But it's exactly what Heisha Gamble is looking for.
We have 1,800 miles of county roads, which is about 7,000 roads.
She's an engineer with Greenville County and calls the information invaluable.
We use the data collection from the pavement condition survey to help us determine which roads should be paved and in which order. The data is used along with other data that the county has, such as frequency of service requests, condition of the pavement, potholes, or any known problems.
And because she says roads deteriorate over time, the data give an accurate description of their condition now.
Some of the things that are evaluated include roughness, different types of cracking.
So engineers can fix what we hit, drive, and roll on every day. Now, we're told this road survey takes place every 4 years, and the data collection process, though, can take anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks, depending on the weather. Cody and Victoria.
All right, Jen, thanks so much. Well, President Trump taking a victory lap during the State of the Union address last night, and now with his acquittal, he's having a pretty good week. We're hearing reaction to the speech on Capitol Hill.
We're covering our counties at 5. One person is dead after a crash at a busy intersection in Greenville County. Troopers say it blocked the intersection of Cedar Lane Road and West Blue Ridge Drive just before 10 o'clock this morning. Troopers are still trying to figure out what led up to this crash, and we're working to get the name of the person who died.
State troopers need your help finding a truck they say was involved in a hit and run in Oconee County. This is a look at the type of truck they're looking for this afternoon. A Chevy Silverado, a model between 2000 and 2007, unknown in color. They say the driver hit a pedestrian on Friendship Road near Sitten Mill Road Monday. It happened that night around 7 o'clock. They say the truck should have damage to the passenger side, and the passenger side mirror should be missing. If you happen to see a truck that fits this description, call Crime Stoppers at 1-888-CRIME-SC.
Some high school students in Spartanburg went to the hospital after a school bus crashed this morning. Spartanburg District 7 says the bus was sitting at East Main Street and Plainview Drive when a car collided with it. They say most students got on another bus and then headed to Spartanburg High. 2 or 3 students did go to the hospital as a precaution. You can stay connected to all these stories and more with our Fox Carolina News app for the latest on news and sports too. You can download it for free in the App Store or even on foxcarolina.com.
An ongoing debate over Oconee County's rock crusher seemingly brought to a close. A Fox Carolina investigation just ahead.
I couldn't believe that she would do that on national television.
An upstate pastor posts this message on his church sign. You'll see it and you'll hear from him next.
And rain is in the forecast all day on Thursday, with midday bringing the best chance for some severe thunderstorms. We'll outline it all coming up.
Closed captioning sponsored by Bojangles. It's bow time.
But my wife doesn't want me to buy any of these machines because they're so boring. Hang on. Oh, sorry.
Mic check, mic check. 1, 2, 3, mic check, mic check. Now it is. Is that better? A little better? Yeah. Okay.
Now, time for Fox Carolina weather. Weather Rate certified most accurate local forecast.
Well, right now we do want to check in with Chief Meteorologist Kendra Kent, and everyone should be on alert tomorrow because we could be in for a pretty rough morning and into the afternoon.
Yeah, when will that start?
Really looks like late tonight. We're already seeing some rain, but this is not producing many problems for us other than just being a nuisance. Later on tonight into the early morning hours on Thursday, that's when we're going to have our better chance for rain. You can see the system really getting its act together right now, producing severe weather currently across Mississippi. We'll be in line for that severe weather threat heading into tomorrow. Temperatures in the 60s right now, 63 in Greenville, Spartanburg, and Anderson, 59 up in Asheville. So flash flooding looks likely tomorrow, not everywhere, but spots in our area will have flooding issues if this forecast pans out. Landslides, mudslides for the mountains, potentially as we'll see persistent heavy rain into the morning, and then severe thunderstorms toward midday in the upstate. A flash flood watch is out for the entire area, and that is out for tonight through Thursday, as we'll get some of the heaviest rain toward Thursday morning and into the afternoon. 3 to 6 plus inches for areas in the northern upstate, including Greenville, Pickens, Oconee counties, up to the Asheville area. 2 to 4 inches for the 85 corridor and a little bit less as you head farther to the south. So we're going to have a lot of threats at play going into tomorrow. Flooding will be the greatest one, but damaging wind, high wind will be an issue as that line pushes through, and even a couple of spin-up tornadoes along the line as we get toward midday. I'm talking lunchtime is going to be one of our best times to see severe weather in the upstate. We'll outline it all coming up on Futurecast, coming up in just a few minutes. But first, let's head on over to Chris, who has an update on traffic.
All right, Kendra, thank you. We have a new crash in Anderson County at Ballard Road at South Carolina Highway 8. That's Ballard Road at Highway 8. Also in Greenville County, looking new at Bridges Road and Center Point Boulevard. And over in Spartanburg County, the same one at US 29 and Haddon Heights remains in progress right now. Here's a look at 85 at Pelham Road. The south and northbound lanes very heavy. An earlier accident just past Pelham causing some of this delay. And then now, of course, getting off on Pelham Road from 85 north causing that slow down, but pretty congested right there at Pelham Road at exit 54. Tori?
Chris, thanks. And we are following that breaking news from Washington this afternoon as President Trump has been acquitted in his Senate impeachment trial. He will talk to the nation about it tomorrow. The vote largely along party lines as we expected, 52-48 on that first article of impeachment for abuse of power, 53-47 on the second, which is the article for obstruction of Congress. Now, under the Constitution, 2/3 of the Senate must vote to remove a president from office. South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham saying the president will be exonerated by the American people in November when he's reelected.
President Trump just tweeted out this video with campaign signs and the years extending until forever. And it reads how Trump outlasts Trump. He also said he'd make a public statement tomorrow at noon from the White House. Well, President Trump's State of the Union address is drawing mixed response and reaction from both sides of the aisle today. And one of the most talked about moments is at the end when House Speaker Nancy Pelosi ripped up the president's speech. Fox's Ray Bogan has highlights from the Capitol.
President Trump using Tuesday night's State of the Union to recap his successes from the last 3 years and lay the groundwork for 2020 as he runs for re-election. President Trump taking an optimistic tone during his State of the Union address. The president highlighting economic policies he says led to record low unemployment rates.
If we hadn't reversed the failed economic policies of the previous administration, the world would not now be witnessing this great economic success.
He also touted the recent trade deal with China and the U.S.-Mexico-Canada agreement. His words are drawing praise from Republicans.
It was a remarkable speech, maybe the best speech in the modern era.
But some Democrats consider the speech divisive.
Maybe I'm a dreamer, but you can't stop dreaming that he would come in and try to pull us together.
When the president says the economy is strong, my question is, strong for whom?
The president's comments getting plenty of standing ovations from Republicans, but not so much from across the aisle. Speaker Pelosi went so far as to rip up the speech following the president's remarks. Earlier in the night, it appeared the president didn't shake the speaker's hand. Although there was a rare show of unity when the president recognized Venezuela's Juan Guaido.
Joining us in the gallery is the true and legitimate president of Venezuela, Juan Guaido.
There was one big difference between the State of the Union address and the Democratic response. President Trump did not discuss impeachment. Governor Whitmer did. On Capitol Hill, Ray Bogan, Fox News.
All new at 5, a church in Cowpens is publicly rebuking House Speaker Nancy Pelosi for her actions during the State of the Union address. So here's a look. The sign at Mountain View Baptist Church. It's running a loop of a video of when Pelosi ripped President Trump's speech with the words, "Shame on her," in red, white, and blue. Well, we spoke with the pastor this afternoon about why he put this video on his church's sign.
It wouldn't have mattered if it was Republican or Democrat. It really wouldn't. I say there needs to be courtesy and great respect out of anybody in her position towards the office of the President of the United States of America.
And this isn't the first time Pastor Griffith has gotten political. In 2018, when the Senate confirmed controversial Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh, he posted a sign reading, "Kavanaugh confirmed. Great news." He says his signs have seen both positive and negative feedback.
Well, in a Fox Carolina investigation, an ongoing debate over Coney County's rock crusher seemingly brought to a close. The Coney County Council's chairman came out in support of the county administration and their plan to get employee training and safety measures in place before the rock quarry can operate at full capacity. So it's a story we have first been following since last week when several county council members said they were getting constant calls from contractors complaining the quarry was out of certain types of stone.
And the quarry provides materials like gravel, asphalt, and many more to businesses big and small throughout our region. Fox Carolina's Matt Koufax is at the Coney County Administrative Offices with more on this.
Mickey Kerr has worked at the Oconee County Rock Crusher for 25 years and is now the plant manager.
When you come right here in the middle, that is 3/8 rock, or a lot of people call it pea gravel.
He says new equipment is going to enable them to produce thousands of tons of stone per day once they start operating at full speed.
We are getting close. We're going through the changes of working out the little glitch.
It's those glitches that caused controversy last week after council members claimed they were fielding calls from contractors who weren't getting the materials they needed.
A lot of people in Oconee County depend on this quarry.
But after visiting the plant and talking with the county administration, it was clear there's a reason for the slower pace of things right now.
I would say I wish it could happen, but you know, it takes time.
Mickey remembers the last lull all too well. Back in 2000, council approved renovation of the old rock crusher, something he says many are quick to forget.
We had to go through the electrical, we had to go through adjustments, and it didn't happen overnight.
He says what's happening now mirrors what happened then. Tuesday night, Oconee County Council Chairman Julian Davis made a public show of support, saying he was proud of council's decision to approve the construction of a new crusher and their decision to entrust staff to get it up to speed.
When it finally gets up to where it's supposed to be and it's done safely and properly, it's going to be an amazing piece of equipment.
Davis called it a, quote, difficult task and applauded workers for not backing down, effectively shutting down the debate for now.
When things don't go right, it's time. That's time when Oconee County rises up and steps up and tries to fix the problem and not create more problems.
Matt Koufax, Fox Carolina News.
County Administrator Amanda Brock says in about 6 to 8 weeks, the rock crusher will really start paving out dividends as they ramp up production.
If you grew up in the 80s, words like Frogger and Pac-Man, or even just the sound of a pinball machine might bring back some fond memories for you. Turns out there's a new spot in Simpsonville where you can go be a kid again.
Fox Carolina's Carrie Weimer live at the new Upstate Pinball and Arcade Museum to show us what we are all missing out on back at the station. Hey, Carrie, so it looks pretty cool in there.
Hey there. Oh, this place is amazing. Hey, do you guys remember Merlin? Or maybe the little Professor Calculator? I keep running into my childhood here. I love it. Did you ever play games like Donkey Kong or Miss Pac-Man or maybe even pinball? Well, if you're in luck, if you remember how awesome this stuff is, or if you don't know and you want to come check it out, there's a place in Simpsonville that you can play all day. Mike Martin's love for video games started when he was just 8 years old. Over the years, he's collected over 20 machines, some pinball, some video games, each one bringing a smile to his face. That happiness is what he wants to share with others.
Having them in a basement where people don't get to enjoy it's not that much fun. I enjoy the tinkering, getting them working, but the real joy is watching other people. It makes me feel good when I see other people having a good time with this stuff.
Upstate Pinball and Arcade Museum on West Trade Street in Simpsonville is where the public can come play these games. Martin says he wants people to get that nostalgic feeling when they walk in the door. He says he isn't trying to make a bunch of money, he just wants people to have a good time. Now the good news is this wonderful place opens this Saturday, and for just $12 you can come play all day. So leave your coins at home, you won't need them. Come on out and check it out here in Simpsonville. In Simpsonville, Carrie Weimer, Fox Carolina, the 5 o'clock news.
Ready to go.
Yeah, looks fun.
Try it out. Thanks, Carrie. Well, you could call it the day for high school athletes. It's National Signing Day, and our sports director, Aaron Cheslock, will tell us all about it.
And your midday winning lottery numbers, your pick 3, 855, and your pick 4, 2530.
You're watching Fox Carolina News, the local station.
The only thing I could think of is if mic check 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. The only thing I could think of is if he didn't want to talk about the decision and he didn't want Muschamp to talk about it, then you send it late, so Muschamp literally can't talk about it.
I would think a high school kid would want.
Just because you don't want the question of LSU's late push.
You're watching Fox Carolina News, the local station.
And Aaron Cheslock joining us now. It is National Signing Day Part 2 for high school student athletes.
Yeah, with the new format, the early signing period's in December, and with that we saw a lot of spots filled up for Clemson and South Carolina in their recruiting class. So today is the National Signing Day traditionally, and they round out those classes. In fact, all of Clemson's scholarships were gone after the early signing period, but some Palmetto State products will head to Tigertown as of today, including BHP's Will Blackston, who goes up the road to Clemson as a preferred walk-on. He says it's a dream come true.
I'm excited I'm just so thankful for this opportunity. I've had such a great time playing for this school, and I'm thankful that I'm able to play the sport for 4 more years at a great university. Go Tigers.
The Tigers also get a preferred walk-on commitment from Gray Collegiate quarterback Hunter Helms. Out of the Midlands, Helms, a 6'2", 205-pound gunslinger, threw for almost 4,000 yards last year. Now, the Tigers in the running for the top signing class look like they're going to finish in the top 5, but not with the first overall. Sports anchor Amanda Keene keeping tabs on Clemson and Tigertown, and there's without question a ton to smile about as they bring in 5 five-star recruits.
Well, for the Tigers, the 2020 recruiting class is pretty much already on campus, many of them starting over the winter session. Now, they still have some that will be coming in the summer, but for now, it's about fine-tuning that 2020 team.
And really just can't wait to get started with this group, with this team. And the 15 mid-years that are here is going to be a lot of fun. We got a bunch of guys in that group that I think will have the potential to help us for sure. And so that's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to create a ton of competition this spring. And that's just the way it is. You know, it doesn't matter what you did last year, whether you won a national championship or you went 3-9. It really doesn't matter. You know, you got to start over and you have to go and earn it all over again.
The Clemson 2020 recruiting class is one of the top in the nation, but it's not the top. Coach Sweeney says to him, that ranking doesn't matter. It matters how these guys play when they get here.
End of the day, this is a really, really good class that I think over time will prove to be a special group. I think we all think they're a special group right now, but, you know, over time you have to prove that.
Later on tonight, the Tigers will have a little celebration dinner with this 2020 recruiting class. Reporting with the Tigers from Clemson, I'm Amanda Keene, Fox Carolina Sports.
Amanda, thanks. Now, while there wasn't a ton of drama for the Tigers, SC has certainly had its share, specifically for their top recruit, Jordan Birch, who committed but didn't sign in December, and there's still reason for concern for South Carolina fans. Birch, among others, at Hammond High School in the Midlands, he said he wanted to sign with his classmates back in December, like Alex Huntley, who did sign. Birch signing something on paper here, but we're still not sure about his letter of intent. Declined to be interviewed after the ceremony. He verbally says he's going to South Carolina.
I'd like to thank my family and friends, everybody up in the stands. Thank you for this opportunity. My coaches, thank you for pushing me. For the next 3 or 4 years, I'll be with my friends. I feel like this is a good opportunity.
Another note from Hammond, Will Muschamp's son Jackson, a quarterback at Hammond, flipped last night from Colorado State to Georgia. So down the line, we could see a Muschamp versus Muschamp matchup in the SEC East. Now, as for Birch, Muschamp talked about 4 signees for South Carolina. He did not mention Birch, which likely means his letter of intent is not in.
Will any reason to be concerned if somebody might have verbally committed and not sent in his letter?
No, yeah. We're going to be fine.
And what are some reasons somebody might wait to send in their letter?
You got to ask them.
Again, Birch declined to be interviewed after the ceremony at Hammond. So obviously that's a situation worth monitoring. Just a snippet of all the news and notes from National Signing Day. We'll have a bigger breakdown, including much more from folks around the upstate at our local high schools coming up at 10 and 11. So always busy, maybe a little busier than South Carolina fans wanted it to be.
Sure.
You know, Clemson was kind of locked in, so they get some added depth, but that Jordan Birch thing, that's going to be something to keep an eye on moving